Good morning, bike packers and bike packerettes. Is that even a thing? As you can see, the sun is absolutely glorious, the birds are chirping. It is the bank holiday weekend, so that only means one thing: the first bike packing trip of the year. Well, I say bike packing, it's going to be a little overnighter. I'm actually starting on my side in Yorkshire. I'm making my way across into Lincolnshire and making my way over to Helen's house to stop the evening and then biking back tomorrow. So first of all, we're starting on this trail which is known as the Yorkshire Wolds Way up to the Humber bridge where the start of it is. So hypothetically we're doing it in reverse, and then we'll go over the Humber bridge and into Lincolnshire, and then we're joining the Viking Way which goes all the way to near Cambridge, I believe. I will find out exactly where. So we're picking up a lot of that trail, so yeah, let's enjoy this and have some fun, eh? It's absolutely glorious. Right, so I've come to a bit of a quandary. So there's two routes you can go when you get to the Hesel foreshore. So this is the Humber estuary. Might be to see in the background there the Humber bridge. I'll fly the drone up. But we've actually got like a little beach down here, but you do have what they call a low tide and a high tide crossing. Despite it being low tide, it is so sloppy down there. I've literally just seen 4 people come up and there was arguing because the lady wished that they took the high route because they are up to their knees in mud, and I definitely am not taking my bike down there. So what we're hypothetically doing is we're going to go over the bridge and we're going to go over that foreshore on the other side, and when we get to that hill we'll then head all the way down south basically. So yeah, let's get cracking on and get over to Helen's house. So let's go back on ourselves and find the high tide crossing. So we're now on the south bank of the Humber estuary. As you just saw, we come over the Humber Bridge, and one bad thing about the Humber Bridge, and I do use it a lot, is that the people on there, they're just not bike wary whatsoever. Despite being 2 bikes in front of me, people was just still walking side by side and then just not thinking about who's coming from behind, so quite dodgy. But me personally, I feel a bit like in San Francisco, they should have walkers on one side and cyclists on the other, and unfortunately the bridge has got a bit of a dark side to it. So if you're not aware, there are multiple suicides there on a weekly basis. So because of that, the Humber Bridge Board have actually closed one side down to foot traffic, to cyclists, so they can monitor it a lot more. And to be honest, a lot of the time it's actually on an evening when it happens, but I feel it's quite sad really that such a marvel piece of engineering has also got a dark side to it. So if you ever do feel that low and feel as though suicide is the answer, trust me, it really isn't, and it really is a long-term problem for everyone, for what you feel is a short-term solution for a short-term problem. So please do reach out and speak to people, because there is help available. And yeah, coming from a health and well-being background, I come across so many people who are needing help, and it is awful, but there is help available. So please do speak to a loved one, speak to your doctor, or some of these peer support groups. But yeah, you will really get help on that one, so look after yourselves. So back to the riding, and yeah, it's a beautiful day still. It's a really calm day on the water, and it's absolutely beautiful, albeit I do prefer Yorkshire. So let's crack on, shall we? Looks like the sheep are getting the summer haircut. Wouldn't be one of my videos about sheep, would it? Well, we're well on the Viking Way now, heading down towards Helen's house, and the bad thing about the Viking Way, it is not very well signposted. I mean, I've just come to a junction and there's no sign whatsoever, so most people assume it's straight up. It's not, it's left, and I'm not actually using a GPS route on my tracker because I've done it that many times. But if you ever do decide to do it, obviously use a GPS tracker, because you cannot rely on the way signs. They are missing everywhere. All the major junctions, you can just quite easily go past it. But bit of word of advice is make sure you plan these trips. And I don't know what it's like a bit further down south, but the start of it is certainly poor, that's for sure. So keep pushing on. We've got a couple of hours left, and I think I'm gonna finish with a nice pint in Helen's local pub. So that's what's going to motivate me to the end. So let's keep pushing on and enjoy the rest of this ride. Well, that's breaking its back so far, and got all the flat stuff out of the way. We're about to be entering probably the start of the Lincolnshire Wolds. It gets a bit hillier from here on in. Gets a bit hillier from this point onwards, that'll do. And yeah, I kind of stopped at this point because just behind me here, and I actually just rested my camera on it for that last shot, is some remnants of World War II. So these slabs, can't get the words out today, these slabs of concrete with the handles on the top are what the Zephyrs, the blimps, used to be tied to. So they'd float up in the air, and when the Germans came along with their planes, they'd fly into them and explode, and that's what they're for. So remnants of the war there. So yeah, there's an interesting fact. So yeah, from this point, it starts getting a bit hillier and a lot more interesting. As you can see, that bit I've just gone through has been quite flat, but very overgrown as well. So thankfully, it's not nettle season just yet, although I have been stung a couple of times. Yeah, it has been quite overgrown. It is not a gravel route, as you can tell, but it's quite good because it's putting my bike packing gear through its paces. So yeah, not long to go now, about another hour I reckon, hour and a bit. Hopefully get that pint in and yeah, enjoy the rest of the evening. So as I keep saying, let's crack on. come up a hill into Lincolnshire Wolds and come across this thing. Couldn't tell you what it is like because the sign's empty, so I ain't got a chuffing clue. Anyway, it's a bit random. Not sure if it's made out of stone or painted polystyrene, but yeah, I'm sure we'll figure out what it is afterwards. I'll Google and stick in some information. But yeah, we're really in the hilly bits of Lincolnshire now, believe it or not, there is some. And yeah, if you can see in the background, lots and lots of hills, and yeah, not far to go now. So last little push, then we'll go and get that pint, eh? Let's go. Well, that was an eventful finish. So I've arrived at Helen's now after having a swift beer at the pub, and to be honest I didn't stay around for long because yeah, there's a thing called Tour de Case there, and it's full of pissed up cyclists, and they all ride from pub to pub, have a drink to drink, and by the end of it absolutely battered, and I'm surprised someone hadn't come off the bike or been ran over, to be honest, judging by what we've just seen. But yeah, at least it's a bit of fun and raising a few quid for charity, so not bad little thing, I guess. So as you can see, we've got a nice little bottom end of the garden here, sat in the sun. Should have brought the tent after all, but yeah, I've tested out the rig, had a bit of fun, and yeah, I'll be heading back in the morning, but going a different way. So I may do a vlog, I may not, but we'll stick it in next week if we do. But for now, cheers. Good morning. Fucking fly, Jesus. Oh, a bit of a hill. And yeah, let's keep pushing on and keep enjoying this ride. Beautiful day so far. The only problem is lots of flies today, so I don't have to be spreading shit about, but there's loads of them. So I'll be putting my sunglasses on for a change, protect my eyes, make sure. This is fucking boring. Right, we're up on the bridge now, and as fantastic as this place is, it's not, because there's loads and loads of people, and quite frankly they're just thick as shit, they don't get out your way. So this is the end of the Viking Way for me. Charity event, and everyone was absolutely smashed, as you could see, and yeah, they actually said there's a proper cyclist who's turned up. Well, according to Viva the Velo, I'm a triathlete, I'm not a proper cyclist, so fire sick of chuffing gates. Look at that.